what's up, everybody? Welcome to Offbeat. This your host, Jack Analog, and today we got a special guest, my guy, Death Lord. What's happening, my man? How you doing, brother?
All right, chilling.
Yeah, man. I met this dude in the crypto world. You know what I'm saying? Uh, this was what? They're like 2021, seem like?
Nah, it was like
It won't that?
it was like end of 22, beginning of 23, I want to say.
Okay. It seemed, I don't know. Well, anyway.
I mean, I've been around since then, but I don't because I met you with Solidity, right? That's how I met you, Cavelian then.
Uh,
And
I think
maybe it
so.
was 21, bro.
Yeah, because I'm
When NFTs were really popping.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
maybe
That's
it
what I
was
thought.
21. Yeah,
Well,
maybe you're right.
anyway, he was already in the like AI, you know what I mean? I wasn't even thinking about it. And he was doing AI art because we were supposed to uh got a cover together and had a project, you know what I mean? NFT music stuff. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, my guy Deathlord, man. What's going on with you, man? How you been?
Chilling, man. Burnout, stressed, doing all this shit by myself, man, takes a lot out of you.
I can understand that, man. I'm kind of in the same boat, and that's why I bring people up because I don't think really people really understand the depth of what it takes to not just be a creator, but also uh, to be someone that actually puts their work out and does the networking and
Oh, well, it's a
goes
LLC,
through all
man.
the channels and learns the laws. Like there's a lot to it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
uh, before we get into because a lot of times the conversation goes into certain aspects just naturally. So I like to always ask, what was your inspiration to just start making music? You know what I mean? Like, what was it that just
In
made you
in
be like,
in general, I don't know, man. It's
yeah,
always been in my family, dude. I've played guitar. I would show you, but I've got fucking, you know, I got guitars. I've played fucking guitar for 20 some years, man. It's just been in my
mm,
family. It's just been in my family, dude. I've
okay,
written music. Honestly, I think it's just about besides it being in my family and like in my blood and shit, a good way to get over shit you can't figure out how to cope with. Or how to
mm,
release, like, I can't convey expression very well, like, I get real angry when I get, like, really passionate about shit. So it's
mm.
way easier to put it in music and people go, "I understand that," than to me sit there and like, I do screaming, I do everything, but, like, a lot of it's aggressive and people don't wanna listen to you talk to them about aggressive shit. So it's easier just to put it in a song.
Interesting. That's
And
very
artwork, because you think about, like, if you look at my artwork, it's literally like, you can listen to the song and, "Oh, there's every part of that fucking song in the artwork." So, you know,
mm,
just outlet.
that. And that's crazy because that really to me is almost a form of curation because you're like,
Well, it
and then
is.
you're spreading it's almost like you're taking your feelings and spreading them out throughout different forms of creativity, but still keeping the same kind of theme. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's curation. Like
Well,
if
that's essentially what they're calling what I do because of how cohesive the imagery is, the fucking emotional no matter whether I transfer from, like, a heavy ass deathcore track, song to a hip hop, to a pop, to a industrial track. It's still Deathlord no matter what. And so, yeah, instead of it being like a big thing, like, I Google myself, I look at information on myself. I'm an independent artist. I own my own business. It's good to know what's being said about you. So I Google and look up about myself, and a lot of what they say is that I have mastered curation. I'm not trying to be anything I'm not and saying I'm a band. I'm open with it to AI, but for I am a master curator. To be able to keep 3 years of the same consistency through AI is just phenomenal by their standard because, you know, how AI is unpredictable.
Right. Let's go into that. Uh, Explain to people what you mean by AI is unpredictable.
It really doesn't wanna generate the same shit more than once. Like, it's just unpredictable. Like, I've been messing with it for, like, video game. I'm trying to think of, like, a video game, man, old school 2D RPG, you know, Deathward RPG. And so I've been trying to use it to get, like, game sprites, and I can get, like, the first 3, and then it won't do it again. It's just unpredictable. It doesn't seem like it holds what it needs to be consistent without drilling it into it, the consistency, which is part of the curation. So again, it's I can run a track 15 times, and not a single one of those 15 tracks is gonna sound the same.
Right.
So it's real hard, and you have to really know how to prompt and curate what you want to get it to do that, I guess, and train it. So
Right. So essentially, it's not what what a lot of people kind of got this image of, making AI music where you just type in, hit record and
I
boom,
mean,
hit record.
it can be, but that separates somebody from what I do between somebody making AI slop and not giving a shit.
Well, yeah, I would say typing
Yeah.
in hit record is gonna be slop. Like you're not gonna get,
Yeah.
you know what I
So, I mean,
mean?
it
And
just
like,
depends on how much you wanna put yourself into it and how much description you wanna give to it. Like, obviously, I give it straight up, like, "I wanna beat the shit out of this motherfucker. I wanna tear his guts out and then make him eat them and blah, blah." You know what I'm saying?
right,
So, therefore, it's like, "Oh, shit, well, I can't do this." So then I have to yell at it, cuss at it, treat it like shit, and eventually it'll go, "Oh, okay, we can do that. I see what you're doing here."
yeah. Which essentially you saying is train it. And
It's I think it's more conditioning over training, right? Because if you think about, like, if, you know, you were raised in a bad household and shit, like, you're conditioned to expect bad shit. So I think it's more of conditioning than training, but again, that could just be how I use it, opposed to everyone.
I can I can see that, but like at the same time,
But yes, I
I
guess
always
essentially it's
yeah,
algorithmic training.
yeah, AI is like, yo, like every time you put in something, it's gonna take that information. So like, there's gonna be certain things you put in, it's gonna kind of be the same, and then certain things is different. And then AI likes to have variation. That's its thing. But then like it goes to this point where it variates to a point where it's not even in the same realm.
Yeah,
And I'm like, yo,
it depends on what you're doing with it and which one you're using, right? So I use it for lyrics as, like, blueprints because I have horrible ADHD and I squirrel, and if I'm doing something, I don't have a blueprint to keep me on track, obviously, I already know what I want. I just get it as close as I can to do what I need to do. And again, I don't lie about that. So, but, it wants to now with all the updates, depending on what it wants to default a loop after every 4 or 5 gens. It wants to default back to the shitty same stuff you just sat an hour fighting it not to do. So, it depends, man. Sometimes it depends, maybe I break it all the time and it gets stuck in a loop by asking it the same shit, I don't know. But just mine does. It seems to wanna default back now, whether it's Grok, GPT, Gemini. I use all of them. I play with all of them. But, they do seem to loop back real bad when you're trying to do word type stuff, stories, or anything. But the music and art seems to be the most unpredictable that I have found.
yeah. Well, I've done a little art and video. Like
Yeah, video I think
that
is
video
the
has been like
yeah.
horrific. I done got the craziest, things because like, you can't. At least with the music, you can put in something to give it a reference, but I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
there's probably AI that you can give it video to reference and then it'll, I'm sure
Well,
of that. But what
it
I've used, it was just like you just had to prompt it. So if you didn't know how to tell it what to do, then that's the one of the big
yeah, that's the
things is
curation
knowing
aspect.
knowing how to tell AI what to do. So it's almost like you have to learn a certain language
Yeah,
to
well,
be able to
it's
to
it
communicate with AI.
yeah, yeah, it's trial and error, man. Because, you could put one word in front of another, and it's not giving you what you want, but you could swap those words entirely, and it'll give you 2000% something different that you're looking for. So
Right,
it's trial and error and figuring out where words are supposed to be to get it to do it.
right. And then like if it's certain nuances you want,
Correct, and then
the
learning,
word
like,
you
the camera pan angle for, like, video or, like, undertone, how to for, like, music, how to undertone it. It's a lot of learning curves, man, and it's a lot of shit to navigate, but once you figure it out and you get the basis, I mean, it kinda comes naturally at that point, I think.
right. And the thing is like so you had a you have a music background, so it's certain just aspects of music that you already know about where there's people that think that, they're just gonna be able to, like I said, prompt hit song and boom. Like if you don't understand certain concepts in general, what it has nothing to do with AI. You're only gonna be able to get so far with AI music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like just you was just talking about like camera angles. That's what I'm saying. If you don't
Or, like,
understand,
effects. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like angling and then lens flares and there's certain things that that are done in
If
video.
the proper wording, it's not gonna wanna do it.
Right, yeah,
So
and you have to yeah,
it's
you have
always
to know that.
yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
always good to, like, if you're not like, I just know a lot about music. Like, I've spent my life, like, doing nothing but music. My wife, when we first got together, would always, "Who are you talking to?" "Nobody. I'm doing music shit," you know? And so I just have an extensive background on all kinds of music. She used to be able to ask me before this project, 'cause I listen to nothing but me now because, I don't wanna uninadvertently steal shit from somebody, you know? But she used to be like, "Who sang this?" And it would be something I don't even listen to, and I could tell you. But it's always good, like, if you're like, I'm a metalhead, so I do a lot of hip hop though, right? I used to listen to a lot of hip hop, and then I started, like, smoking and shit, and I became an emo kid in high school, blase blah. But anywho, if you don't know, like, don't be afraid to look it up, man. What are the prominent elements of 80s, New York fucking hip hop or whatever? And it'll tell you the prominent pieces of that, whether I can't tell you off the top of my head, right? But say it's like a bouncing low end 808 with a fucking distorted synth or what the fuck ever. It'll tell you. And then you can put it in there and play with it. And then that's when it comes to prompt smithing to moving words around to get the sound you want.
Right, and, I mean, and see, so that process actually is not like um, just AI, because like, like you said, like you were saying, right, 80s, so, like, I could say, well, I want what was the scent that, uh, Africa Bambaataa used, rest in peace, the Africa Bambaataa, that they use for Planet Rock, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
It
you
was
can
a
ask him.
Prophet 5. So Prophet 5, and now it's like, oh, Prophet 5. So now you can go online, look up Prophet 5, plug in. First of all, you're not gonna get a Prophet 5, you know what I'm saying? Well, you can, but you're gonna spend, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they have plugins, all types of stuff, like boom. So now you have that sound. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying?
Yeah.
So like you basically what you're saying is there's things you can do to make your stuff sound a certain way,
Yeah,
but you're gonna
yeah.
have to do
So
research. It's not
yeah.
gonna be just you know
So
what I mean?
essentially, instead of me going out and either buying or downloading or whatever I do with a plugin, I'm typing the plugin in my head and on the computer, and I have to make it project that plugin. So it's a little bit I mean, it's a faster tool, but it's kinda harder in my opinion because, like, you have to know how to word it and where to put it for it to work. If not, you're just gonna get pissed off and go, "I don't understand."
Right, right, right. And but it's the understanding of what the
Correct.
process is the part, like, and you're not gonna get if you don't get past that, then AI is nothing. So
Right.
that's what I'm basically telling all people that you know when they talk about AI and I mean they're giving AI more credit than it deserves. Yes, it's advancing and pretty rapidly from what I see, but it's not
It's
where
only as good as the person using it.
right, exactly, and that's that's what people don't are not getting, and I'm like, those are the people that aren't using it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Correct.
'cause
Those are
it
like the people that go out and say, "You like, who just released a new album after a couple years, dude? Clips just released a new album, right? We're just gonna use them. Say you like it, but you got a bunch of people who've never even listened to it because they heard somebody else say it's shit, they're gonna say it's shit. It's like that shit. It's that type of thing. Yeah.
right, right, you know what I mean? So, or
And that's a lot of what we
or the
live off today
or
is people just
like, 'cause I saw this thing somebody was showing the news, somebody made a all AI song, right? And, some country song, and it came a hit, yeah, and I was like, it was like
probably at Breaking Rust, whatever the hell it is, Walk My Walk by Breaking Rust. It hit, like,
that sounds
fucking
very familiar.
high as hell on the fucking Billboard chart and shit. It
So
was, like, number 1 purchased
so
country
the people
song.
that
Yeah.
like, people was like, "Oh, man, yo, yeah, AI music's taking over," and I'm like, you don't have a clue what that those people, because it might have been more than one person,
Yeah,
and who they were, because it was probably the same people that would get session players to come in, producers that get session players to play stuff, and then they take that music and they put all this stuff together. Then they get an artist come in, right?
yeah,
And then they boom, boom, boom. But now they got all of this in Suno, literally. Like they're
yeah.
all right there. So now he can just be like, hey, session players, you do this. Hey, because that's what they do in the studio, actually do. So Suno's really a tool for people like that, not
Well,
for
they have a
it.
studio now where you can import your stems. Like, you could make a Suno account, pay for it, and import all your stems, and then say you wanted I can't remember what effect you
Cover.
just yeah, whatever
Yeah, you
effect
can
you
cover
said you
here.
just wanted. Yeah, but if you have the stem and you have each stem for each instrument, you can change the sound of it. Like, say you had, like, a bouncy synth. Man, I don't want a bounce synth. I want more of an orchestrated, fucking, stringy, fucking,
Right, right,
bass
right, right,
heavy, and it'll change that whole fucking shit instead of the whole song. So they have a
right.
bunch of cool shit in their studio now, man.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's more catered to a tool now opposed to a replacement. I don't That's another thing I don't think people understand because they're not trying to use it.
Right. I mean, just like NPCs didn't replace drummers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's what people was trying to say, like, oh, drum machines are no. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a sound, like live sound, and that's a whole industry in the music industry, live sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well, it's also I mean, you have to think about the fact that, like, I don't remember the exact number, but it's like 7 million AI tracks a day are being uploaded to, like, Spotify and shit. But you don't hear them. You don't fucking know who they are. So,
right,
again, just because you're uploading, it's being uploaded at that fucking number, which I don't remember the number. I just wanna say it was, like, the whole fucking catalog, like, in a day or whatever it used to be, some stupid, ridiculous shit. But again, when you have that much and still you're not hearing about it, you're only hearing about a select few artists opposed to actual artists, how is it taking over?
right,
It might be crowding the space, but it's not taking over if nobody's fucking listening to it to throw it in the algorithm.
right. Well, Fruity Loops actually crowded the space too. If you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like Fruity Loops made it. See, that's the thing. It's the the barrier entry barrier, right? In the 90s, if you didn't have an actual piece of hardware, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't make music. If you didn't have an
Yeah,
MPC, a ASR, some type of keyboard workstation, drum machine, sampler, something, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
But now, then Fruity Loops comes and all these programs, Ableton. So now all people need is a computer. Like boom. You know what I'm saying? Now uh AI come in and it's like, yo, you can just tell it to do stuff. But you still have to have the know-how.
Right.
Regardless, because if you took all of that away and I gave you a set of drums, like or gave me a set of drums, hey, I might not be able to play them drums, but I bet you I could play them into something and use them,
Correct.
record
Correct.
them in.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's
So
the thing too, is, like, even though that Fruity Loops and Ableton and shit has that, and then Suno, you still have to learn how to use it. So,
right,
again, it is still empowering independent artists that can't afford to spend money on a fucking studio or
right,
all this other shit, and I think that's the point people are missing.
right, right. I think so too, and I think that a lot of people think it's hurting people, but I'll be honest. Like I think if anything, it's making people
More
it's
knowledgeable.
it was actually leveling the game. Like for example, right? Like yourself, right? Like you make, you know, uh like heavy metal music, right?
I make everything,
Well, I'm
but yeah,
saying,
yeah,
but I'm
yeah, yeah.
using that
Yeah,
specifically,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Because uh, you know, you want a certain type of singer, right? You want a female. Now, without AI, you know what I mean? You would have to go find somebody, or you would have to try to do it and get some type of voice
Pitch
changer,
corrector or
something,
something.
and
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's not gonna sound, you know what I mean? I mean, you might create this new type of sound, whatever, right? But versus like having an actual female voice, you know, singing that song, you know what I'm saying? And you don't
Yeah.
have to go actually go get find somebody and then get them to record. Oh, do you have recording equipment? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you don't. Now you gotta go to a
Worried about how much
studio.
I gotta pay them and yeah.
Right. And then if you know what I mean, now it's a collab. And then, if you gotta, hey, I need you here at 5 o'clock. I gotta go pick up the baby from the babysitter and something happened, and so the human part. But with
Yeah.
AI, you can just, hey, I can write the lyrics, boom, 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 boom. You got the song already. You made the song, the track, boom. Now you got a song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the competition is though that say that girl you found that was gonna sing it, but she got stuff going on in her life. Now it's like, hey, I'm gonna be competing against something that doesn't have those issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
that's where.
I mean,
Mhm.
that's the thing for me with it is, like, I've spent like I said, I played for over 20 years, dog. I spent that amount of time trying to find people to play music with and do something with, and it's always, "Hell yeah. Yeah, 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 I got you, dog. Hit me up. I hit next week." Never fucking do it. So
Right.
again, it's like, why am I gonna sit here and continue to wait on people when my mind's firing rapidly?
Right.
Obviously, by what you see, it's 20 years of bullshit on my
Mhm.
page. How do I have 1.6 thousand videos in 3 years? 'Cause my shit's been going for 20 years, dog. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And, now that's not an issue. I'm the only one I rely on. If I can't pay for something, it's still on me. If I don't show up, it's on me. If people don't like the fucking product, it's on me. It's all on me, dude, and it lifts the burden a little bit from, starting fights with other people or say, I really just didn't like your fucking guitar part on this or your drum part or whatever. It's all on me, dog. And that also shows the ability of, like you were saying, the curation is to have, several tracks and hundreds of thousands of views and a couple over a million. One of them got, I don't know if you heard, somebody stole my track and all this bullshit and got flagged and all. But anywho, like
Mm.
all this shit. But I mean, it's you know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be there if it wasn't, like, it would just be harder if it was a bunch of people, in my opinion.
Right.
And I feel like that's why it's easier for me. Like, my content is the product and the promotion. It sells itself. I don't pay anybody, I don't do shit, I drop it, and it gets views, right? So again, it makes it easier for me to just post something that people resonate with. They feel more than whatever real artist you want to say, and then I can just post it on all my socials, and then that's it. And it feeds itself. So it's kind of easier for me to do that when I'm not making shit for money. Everybody thinks I'm making buku bucks. I make fucking less than $4,000 a month, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just it makes it easier when you can't afford all this shit. And then again, people don't understand, oh, I've got almost 11 million views on YouTube, but half of those are fucking flagged and I'm not making money off of them. And then it's streaming, you know this, I'm sure you know this. Streaming don't pay you shit, man. You're not making money off of streaming.
No.
You're not. Like if it was back in the day, if you all purchased this shit to listen to it like you did back in the day, I'd be with the number of streams I got because the only way you were listening to it back in the day is if you bought the CD or my friend, somebody bought the CD. You
Well,
know, so it's streaming definitely hurts that, and it's people want to say I'm making all kinds of money and I'm just in the AI for money and shit. I'm not, dog. I do it because I enjoy doing it.
right. Well, so and like and so here's another thing because I'm kind of glad we talking about this AI topic because you know well, matter of fact, I'm gonna let you because you probably more you might be more versed in it than me. I have information, but you actually out here doing it, and I know you were making moves, but like talk about like what you can actually do with like the music that you be generating from AI.
As far as what, like I
Like as
can
far as like actually
sell
like
it, like
yeah, sell it,
oh yeah,
stream
yeah.
it, like
So I mean, you
what you
obviously
can and
have
can't do.
to.
Yeah.
If you're on a free account, like Suno won't let you download anymore. Suno has put restrictions to that. They also did like a partnership with, I believe it was a Warner Music Group.
Yes.
But anywho, to pay artists back and shit and blah. But anywho, if you're paying, they have subscription tiers. I pay for the highest because I need it for my curation because I run everything 20,000 times to pick the best one. But I mean, it just essentially it comes down to reading terms and conditions and understanding terms and conditions. If I'm paying for it, I have commercial terms. Commercial terms, I can throw it away, I can give it away, I can sell it, I can sit it on the shelf and not do I can do anything I want with it. Commercial terms, as long as I'm paying. So, essentially it just comes down to man understanding what your terms and services are. Um but yeah, for Suno, I pay. I can upload it to streaming. I can press it to CDs. I can sell it. I can do anything with it I want because it's mine. I own. I guess it would be the equivalent of a copyright without being a copyright. So I guess it would be like when, like, say you record something and then the record label owns it. It would be like that.
So all right now,
Right. Yeah, I own all the rights to the music. That's what the rights. It's not copyrighted, but you can't go out and steal my shit and then upload it because I can prove it's my original shit. If you want to take my lyrics and remix it or take it to a different fucking genre, you're more than welcome to. But you still cannot sit there because through my paid membership I have a ID track into my fucking web link that records it back to me that I'm the only person allowed to do that.
yeah, I know Suno really tight with that.
Yeah,
You know what I
Suno.
mean?
Yeah. So
Okay.
like I was saying earlier in the previous statement was I had a song stolen and somebody re-uploaded it, and then it flagged me on my own shit. I didn't know what the fuck was going on for like a week, and then I found that it had been re-uploaded by somebody, and so essentially I had to go through all this legal bullshit to prove it is my track. I created the original track that was stolen and the artwork that was stolen, which I could obviously because, you want that paper trail in case something happens. So essentially, you can't just take somebody's shit because it's AI and then re-upload it and monetize and profit off of it. You
Mm,
have to be the original owner and you have to pay for that service. Otherwise, they won't let you.
okay. Um, well, so what I do know about AI and copywriting, because I remember ASCAP actually sent a notice out, and basically they was like copyright laws apply to humans, right?
Correct.
So sound recordings apply to, and the term is individuals, right? So if the sound recording, like say you write the lyrics, so there's three elements. It's the songwriting, the sound recording, and the
And the
composition,
mastering. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So those are the three things that, pay and track for royalties. Well, if AI generated a composition, then there's no individual for the composition. If AI did the sound recording, then there is no human for the copy for that sound recording. And if it did the songwriting, then there's no
Well, that's
way to
that's that
so
that's
that
the argument is how much human intervention is enough, right? Because I've said I go in and I tell my shit, I'm having a shitty motherfucking day. I want you to fucking I'm just feeling like I want to rip everybody's fucking head off. I want to hit them with my fucking car. I just want to fucking eviscerate. You know what I'm saying? Like that is enough shit to tell this motherfucker. Like I didn't just go in there and go, "Hey, write me a song about a bad day."
right.
So again, it's about human involvement, but the argument now is how much is enough. So yeah, still it's no, I can't copyright it, which is what I said. But now we're in a state of understanding, and everybody's starting to kind of catch on and trying to be a part of the AI wave when
Right.
you look at what's going on with everything.
Yeah.
So again, it's just you have to be able to prove again, like I had to prove the backtrack that I made the original fucking composition, whether it was through this fucking computer or not. I did it.
Right.
And then it's the same thing with copyright now. You have to prove you were the original person to write. Sorry, I keep putting my hand in the way because I think it's up here.
Good.
Um, you have to fucking you still have to prove it. So again, it's gonna be the same process. It's just gonna be how do we determine it through this type of technology and landscape?
Yeah. I believe that we're kind of headed towards a place where um AI is gonna, where they think it's going, I don't think it's going. I think it's gonna be more keyed into uh specialized type stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Or like if you just want to make, or like if
Well, I think it's
uh
gonna be tied more into the entertainment aspect of
well,
shit.
yeah. So for
Because
example,
yeah,
reason
because
I say
say
that, like, have you seen matter of fact, I'm about to check this after this pod. Have you ever heard of sample AI? Have you heard of that joint?
no, I haven't. Maybe I have.
So basically, and I don't want to I don't want to promo them, but uh so basically what sample AI is a sample generator in a sense. Like
Okay.
basically you could say I want a 70s uh soft synth uh R&B slow jam, you know what I'm saying, with a female singer, and boom, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about it's going to sound like that. And their only stipulation on that is that you can't, so you can take the song as long as you chop it up, which that's what everybody does with songs. like hip hop joints, they chop the samples, you know what I mean?
Right.
So as long as you chop up the sample,
Well, I guess
it's
that is another
yours.
thing. Yeah, yeah, that's another thing I didn't actually say. I wasn't thinking about it is like I was saying, Suno has a studio now. I run all my shit through that studio now. I bump the volume, I fucking mess around with the fucking EQ, and that right there gives me recording or mastering composition rights. I can copyright that because I did go in there manually and fucking fuck with everything in there from each
Right.
fucking
That's
thing.
the key. There you
Correct.
go.
You
That's the
have to
key.
have that's what I'm saying. It depends on how much human interaction, and I didn't iterate that correctly, and that's on me.
No, no,
But
no. No,
but
no, you
say
good.
so I can go in here and I can take it to the Suno studio. I can rip the stems for 50 fucking credits for however many stems up to 12 that it wants to give me. And if I go in here and I bump I could probably just bump the volume on the motherfucker for all I know and it would count, but I don't do that. You got to go in, mess with your EQ, all that shit as you would as if I was a producer mixing and mastering something. Same process, right? He's able to copyright the composition, why can't I?
Or the flip side of what you're saying is I can just get those stems because I can not only get the wave stems, I can get the MIDI
You
stems,
can
right?
get many
Which
stems now, yep.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. They may have improved, but I didn't like the MIDI. I found a better way to basically turn them waves into MIDI,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you still can extract those files, and then you can bring them into your DAW or whatever you use, and then you can change stuff, and now it makes it yours. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Because
Correct.
now it's not generated straight. Because now you're bouncing all those tracks down to 2 track. Boom. Like right,
Right.
just doing that alone kind of takes it out of that.
So it's
You know what I
it's
mean?
several factors. A key factor is how much went into the prompting to get the product. Did I, throw in, like I said, I tell it I had a bad day, blase blah, we're not going to reiterate it again, or write me a song about a bad day.
Right.
So one of those would probably more likely be capable of being copyrighted. So that's an issue. Now you have, well, I did an album breathing in nothing but doubts. I think all but two or three of those songs I did guitar work that I ran through Suno and then had it regenerate a full composition around it.
Right.
What does that count as? Oh, well, the AI spit it out, so you can't, but it's based off of my melody and it is my guitar work through and through. So again, that's another thing. And then what we just talked about, your composition, mixing and mastering, cutting and chopping and shit. So I mean, there's a lot of shit, man.
Well, like if uh I'm trying to think of somebody just if Taylor Swift, uh not Taylor Swift, uh
Well,
my
that's
point is
actually that's
basically
actually no, that's
t-
actually kind of a good comparison, actually, because of what happened with her and the record label. And then after whatever happened with her and the record label, I don't know for say, but apparently there were arguments or they sold her catalog out from under her because they had rights. So then she turned around and released everything again as the Taylor recording. And that's when she got bumped up and all her shit went up to $1 billion. So she was able to re-record those and have rights to that after
right,
they had already sold her shit. So
right,
yeah, I mean that's kind of relevant. She is kind of relevant to this, if
right,
I
right.
do want to say
Yeah,
so.
that's actually dope because it was that
Yes,
re-recording, you know what I mean?
correct,
That made
correct.
it
So she couldn't it wasn't the song itself, it
right.
was the mixing and mastering of the composition.
And the re-recording and the recording, you know what I mean?
Correct.
Because the
The fact
sound
that she
recording,
re-record yes,
that's the actual thing that gets
yes,
copyrighted, you know what I
correct.
mean? The sound recording, you know what I mean? It's not the lyrics. It could be
I mean,
you
you
could be
can, but
recording a ooga ooga, a no 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 no. That's a sound recording. Like you don't it doesn't
yeah,
have to be
but
the
it's
lyrics are
typically
another
the
thing.
composition.
That's the track. That's the
Correct.
music. You know what I'm saying? So music, um, lyric, vocal, sound, and that's not just because like like when we say composition, you know, like we're kind of talking, we do stuff digitally or AI digital, you know, but yeah, I think too, musicians do sound recordings also,
Yeah,
namely
correct.
session players and some, you know, see, it all ties in, man. And that's where
And
I
that's well,
want.
that's another thing too, is say, like, I that's so fucking amazing. I got it to generate a vocal that sounded very similar to you. I love that.
Man, you
I haven't
crazy for
dro
that too.
I
I was
haven't
talking about
dropped
that today.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I haven't dropped any of them. I wanted to ask you if I could before I did, because it's so similar to your vocals. I don't wanna, like, do anything but, damn, I forgot what I was gonna say off that, bro, because I got, like, that was cool though, but, fuck, I can't remember, dog. I need to smoke something here when we get off of here. Game my shit's
I hear you. You know what I mean?
yeah. That's why I smoke though, bro. My brain is just like, "Ah, I gotta slow down.
I understand completely.
Can't think for shit." That's how I have so much shit. My brain, I'll be
Yeah.
generating 5 songs at a time, dog.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard for me to keep up too, because and then for me, I think my thing is I want to be in so many different spaces, but like, I gotta be in certain spots at certain times. So sometimes I'll just be like, yo, cause I'm feeling it and I bring part of that in, you know what I mean? Cause I'm like, there's no rules to music and I'm feeling this right now. So
Oh, I know exactly what I was gonna say, dog. Right? So it sounds like I got you. So it sounds like you're on the thing. So like I have tracks with Izzy that I produced the beats. You know, I made the beats for, generated them, and he went vocals on. So then that's another grayscale. Where are you able to do this? Because I have a human on here doing vocals. So again, you know, where does that line up with what are we able to do with it?
well, I mean, if it's a human sound recording, that means you have copyrights.
That's yeah, yeah,
You know
but
what I
I'm just
mean?
saying that's the argument though, is, you know, how much is enough is what is even so, it's still we're probably gonna have to fight harder for it, is all I'm saying. It's just a bunch of shit, dude. It's just hard.
Yeah, you just,
And
I mean,
everybody thinks like, "Oh, you're taking a shortcut and a workaround," but when you think about the way people talk about it and the way people fuck AI, it doesn't belong in the arts. I'm at a big disadvantage when you really think about it.
well, yeah, I mean, they cut DSPs will cut it off quick if
Yeah,
but it's
yeah, I'm
really
the
about but what it's really about is how you label it, you know what I mean? Just
correct.
because, like, one of the first things that they were saying with AI was like, you heard this song and like, I know you remember hearing, like, them NFT songs,
Yeah,
and it'd be
yeah,
like
yeah.
Drake talking about, you know, XRP or, you know, it's like Drake talking about XRP or one of the meme coins or whatever, like how what? Come to find out it's AI, but they saying that it's Drake. You know what I mean? That
Well,
was
that's I mean,
problem
yeah,
number
well,
one. Like,
that's
no,
bad
you
people.
can't. Yeah, you can't.
Again,
Well,
it
they
again, it's
didn't
only as
know.
good as
They didn't
yeah,
know. It
yeah, but it's
wasn't.
only as good as the person behind it. So if you are a piece of shit trying to lie and scam people into
Well, yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah, that
yeah,
too.
yeah,
But
that's on
they
you.
really didn't know though. Like they actually
Yeah, yeah,
didn't know.
yeah,
They
yeah,
thought that
yeah.
they could do that. They figured, well, damn, if this is sounds like Drake, evidently I can say that it is. Not understanding the laws, like how the laws work with
Right. Well,
sound recordings. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's
Like
why
that's
transparency is so important, and I think that's how I've built what I have built to what do I have? Fucking 36,000 followers now, 34,000, something like that, and it's
crucial.
because I've been fucking transparent. You know, I have people come in and go, "I don't like AI, but I really can't stop listening to this." And, you know, it's transparency goes a long way. You
Yeah.
can't cancel me for using AI if I'm transparent about using AI.
Well, I mean, in the end, like that's not really the point. It's
Right,
hey,
it's
do
the
you like
point
what
in
I do or not?
yeah, yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because like, if you go look at a piece of art, like you know, you don't be like, well, how did they use their brush when they painted that?
Right.
No, you just looking at the finished product and either you like it or you don't. we're the only ones that go in and be like, "Oh, the drums to the this, to that." That's us. That's what we do. That's us living in our space. But the people that receive the product, it's just like they when they go into 7-Eleven, they don't care how that soda was made. You know what I'm saying? They don't care.
Just want the fucking soda.
They don't even read the label. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like orange soda. Boom. Grab it, pay for
I
it,
know
drink
it's
it.
Fanta or Orange Crush. That's all I
Yeah,
need to
they
know.
they might not even read that. They might grab the wrong
Just
thing. They thinking it's
orange.
one or the other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about that. And that's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to, it's us talking about that stuff. But the people that enjoy music, they're enjoying music the way they've always enjoyed music. And these conversations are like supremely over their head. All they know is I like that beat, or they hear it in the club, make them dance, or that's a catchy song. That's it. That's it. So
Well,
I
that's
tell
like
people it
when,
doesn't matter what the tool is how it's gonna be you and how
correct.
whatever you make people feel because you're the
That's like,
creator. AI is not the
that's like
creator.
when, right, that's like when, mumble rap came out. Got real big, like, what, I wanna say 2010s, right? And everybody like that designer, Panda, Timmy Turner, whatever the hell it was, like, "What is this man saying?" "I don't know, but the beat's fire, dog." "Alright, right then." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird to me, bro, like, how can it's just different, bro. Like,
Yeah. Well, just a short note on that. 'Cause I won't feeling it neither, but then uh I was brought to my attention like there's certain styles like back in the day that people did where there wasn't really any didn't
yeah,
make any
yeah, for
sense.
sure, but
But it was about the melody, and I was like, ah,
correct. That's
so
what I'm saying, that's
that's
what I'm
what.
getting at, so
So really, I think, and then that mumble, like that caught. But really, if they would have labeled it more correctly, I would have said they do more melodic rap. You know what I mean? And
yeah, yeah.
then they start, and now they do it, but they actually do it, and you can understand what they're saying. But it's just
Right,
like a
right, but the whole
singer, man.
point of
If
that
they, sometimes they won't
yeah, yeah.
be saying
Eddie
anything. They
Vedder.
just being
Come
melodic. You know what I mean?
Eddie
So
Vedder, Pearl Jam, can't understand a word he's saying.
right, and I had to
Um,
catch that. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
even it's like some heavy metal, right? Like
yeah,
motherfuckers be screaming top of their lungs, but like it's still melodic. You know what I
yeah,
mean? There's still a
uh,
melody
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah, but
it.
the point of that was, I don't know, but it sounds good. That was the point. It sounds good. I don't know.
Right.
Fucking care. It sounds good. That was
Yep.
the yeah, yeah,
Right.
it
Right.
sounds good.
Right. So, and I mean, and I guess I'm telling myself because I was like, I can't stand, sound like an old head. But then I was like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? Like you start breaking down certain things, you're like, yo, musically, yeah, it makes sense. And like,
Yeah, yeah.
we always are gonna kind of reinvent ourselves certain ways. So people like that ain't hip hop, but it's like, yo, like, well, I
Hey,
remember
man,
they put
it ain't
jazz in hip hop, and people was like, that ain't hip hop. So people been saying that forever, because they feel like their time in hip hop is real hip hop, and there can
yeah.
never be another time greater than that time. But
Mhm.
that's the Jordan versus LeBron, the Joe Montana versus
Yeah, yeah.
Tom Brady. Like I
Well,
saw them both, I liked them both. Now I'm looking at you know whoever now. You know what I'm saying? Like
well
that's how I operate. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. One of the best things someone ever told me about anything, whether it's a show, music, fucking a girl, it's not for you, but it's for somebody. It might not
right,
be for you, but it's for somebody. And just because you
right,
don't fucking like it doesn't mean that it's not good. Like I have bands, plenty of bands that I can't stand, but I will not sit there and tell you they're not talented. They
right,
still have talent, but I just don't fucking like them.
right.
It's music
Exactly.
for somebody, it's just not for me.
Right, right. Because it takes a certain level of talent just to make
Correct.
that music. So you would never say,
Whether
yeah,
whether the talent is in the music or the marketing. It doesn't matter. There's talent somewhere along there to be able to get where you're at. It
Right,
doesn't matter. You're not gonna
right.
do that talentless. It doesn't matter where the talent lies, it's in there somewhere.
Word. Man, listen, I don't know how we got through this and you ain't say so litty once, but
Oh, well, so litty, dog. Well, I
yeah,
did. I
it
said it once. I said something about when we were talking about we were meeting. I said I met you with so litty, dog.
yeah, you
A
did at the
chameleon
beginning,
shit.
right,
I
right,
did.
right.
So
But
litty, what up?
yeah, but hey, before we go, and you're definitely not gonna be. This not gonna be the last one. All right, because this is a topic. Like this is a topic, and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want
for
to,
sure. This needs to
and
be a
you're
series.
and actually I did I. It's funny because I was like I kept saying you're my metal guy, but I'm like no, like you're really the AI guy. But I got
Yeah.
other AI guy, but you've been doing it a long time, so.
I'm honestly, bro, I wanna say I probably if Suno, like, besides, like, the shit that they scalped and ripped, we already know about, they're dealing with that fucking shit themselves, has nothing to do with me. I was using Suno when it was just a Discord bot. It wasn't even a website yet.
Mm,
And, I think from what a lot of people say from, like, when they try to make what I make, which you're not going to because you don't have my mind. You can try to, but you're not gonna make what I make. But, if it is the way that we think it is, I've probably trained a mass percentage of what people are spitting out now.
mm,
When you think about it that way, if it's all like if I, prompt something in there and I generate something, if it retains that knowledge in the cycle,
right.
then yeah, dude, I probably trained so much of that shit. I'm not gonna say myself because of how many people are using it, but I wanna say specifically on like trap metal and dark shit, probably, because most people were using it for like elevator music and lo-fi and shit to begin with.
Mm,
I feel like I was really maybe not. I mean, you had like dado bots from like, before all this and shit, but I feel like the emotional extremity of what people are doing with AI now, even the AI will tell me I'm like the pioneer. Like I was one of the first people to show that the machine can project emotion. Y'all are liars. And that's kind of how the whole fucking project even came is, oh, emotion can't, you think it can't? Challenge accepted. And, look what I built. So,
mm. I know another guy that says challenge accepted. Yeah.
yeah, I just I you
Nah,
tell
my
me I
my
can't
guy
do
Ship Town.
something and I'm
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
was able
yeah.
to be like,
He
"Alright,
kind of the same
dude,
way.
I'll fucking show you."
Hey man, like I said, I'm gonna have to get you back, but before I let you go, I like to ask one last thing. So, what would you tell yourself at 12, or what would you tell like a new producer, somebody just coming in, somebody maybe just starting off, they see Suno and they've always wanted to, and they kind of got a serious mind with it, but they're just kind of really new to it. What direction would you tell them to go in?
Don't be afraid to experiment, especially when you're talking this technology. Don't try to mimic and recreate people because when you mimic and recreate, that's when people get mad at you. Just be yourself, man. The whole point of this is to be able to build something that nobody's ever even thought of or heard of, and it can happen. I've got don't be afraid to play with it, man. Don't mimic. Don't go, oh, I have to sound like this person. You know what? I got metal tracks with accordions and harmonicas in them, dude. Like, where do you ever hear? It's fun.
Hey, you
It,
get the because that's the comment right there, bro. You get the second stamp. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Like be yourself. That if you don't hear any other comments from producers, past, present, future, this one is one you should stick by because if you don't stay genuine, it's going to be hard for you to have longevity because you're going to have to try to figure out how to keep up something that you're not. You get it? So it's
yeah.
always better to stay genuine. Hey man,
Yeah,
My
it's one of those
guy,
things, bro. Yeah, I haven't been able to curate this and keep it cohesive for 3 years without doing that, so
hey, appreciate you, man. Look, gotta spin the block with you, definitely, man. I gotta, um, gotta keep the train moving, brother. Know what I'm saying? But I really appreciate you coming out. Hopefully, I can get you back up here, man, and we can wrap it up because it kind of felt like we just hit topics. We could have probably went more in depth.
yeah, yeah, it's no worry, we can come back and, we can have some
Yeah,
points
no
that we
doubt,
really
no
wanna hit.
doubt, no
I
doubt,
ain't hard
man.
to get hold of.
I
Just hit
appreciate you, man.
yeah.
Anything else you want to tell the people, like maybe how they
Uh,
can get with you or anything? Where you at?
man, honestly Probably
YouTube.
type in probably type in Death Lord that you see down here, missing an A on anything, and I'll be the person to pop up. Google Death Lord, it'll show up. Go check out Solidity Records, the Science Lab. If you have some music that you need distributed or mixed, man, the Science Lab with Gabe, he's pretty good with that. He's done a couple of my tracks. If you need any beats, man, hit up my man Jack Analog.
Nah. All right. That's what's up, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you. Uh, appreciate you coming on the platform with me, and I will definitely come back to see you again, my brother. And my people like to always tell me to end the show. Bah, 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 bah. Peace.
Peace, bro.